Hello and welcome to Chapter 298 of the DC Alliance podcast. With me, as always, is Joe. Joe, how you doing today?
I didn't realize we're that close to 300. I
I
know
know.
we talk that all the time, but we got to do something special. Like, I don't know,
Maybe
maybe
ask for
show
some
up.
listener questions.
I don't know. That's asking a lot. No, I'm
Yeah.
doing good. Stupid busy. I realize that I am behind on a few different things, and I'm actually gonna have a late night tonight, which sucks because I still have to work tomorrow.
Ooh.
Yay.
Oh.
Um, yeah, no, it sucks. Plus, it also sucks because this weekend we got a winter storm rolling through.
Yeah, I was going to ask, were you in the middle of that where you might get like ice and lose power, and or
I
yours as bad?
no, it's well, we're. I think we might get some ice. We're definitely getting snow. We're getting
Yeah.
upwards of 8 to 10 inches of snow as of right now. It's going to apparently start tomorrow about 6 or 7 in the evening, and then it's going to go until about Sunday night into Monday morning. So, yay!
That's about 25 centimeters of snow, I
Yes,
think, given
roughly,
my empirical conversions
roughly.
here.
Sorry, yeah, I probably should have said that.
Well, no, I just was thinking
Well,
about
normally I
like,
convert. Usually
yeah.
I try to do both, and I
Well,
apologize.
well, I was just thinking like in our thing, yeah, that can be tough, especially if you don't have like the proper snow, like winter tires, stuff like that. If you got that stuff, it's a bit more manageable.
Yeah, I know.
So,
And for since I'm off Sunday, when it does snow, I always like to get out and ink like every couple hours, shovel the driveway, so it's not one giant thing I'm trying to shovel all at once. Because I do that, I break my back, and it
is it
sucks.
snow blowers a thing in your guys' area?
Yeah,
Is that
and
a
I got
yeah,
one.
yeah, okay,
But I do like to shovel it though.
yeah,
Like
and
shoveling,
also you don't want to
especially
bring it too small.
if I can't get to the gym, shoveling is a nice little workout for me.
Oh, definitely. Same here, Joe. And we don't have a snowblower yet. That's kind of a on the purchase for new house thing. We haven't had much
Snowblower
snow.
is nice.
Yeah, we haven't had much snow this year, so I've shoveled the few times that we've had it. And yeah, Allison actually loves shoveling too. I've basically fight her to keep her into the house and let me shovel. So, uh,
Well, the problem is that the shoveling isn't bad when it's the weather is okay, but when
mhm.
the weather, which we got the weather being single digits or even less than single digits, that's when it's a problem,
Yes, and
and
you
that
also
sucks.
have to shovel that snow so it doesn't freeze and make it
Yeah.
very hard. But we're
But how
not
are
here to
you
talk about
doing?
snow. I'm good. I not much news on my end. Nothing pretty everything pretty quiet the last couple weeks. Just been hunkered here in the house and excited that we got some news actually, Joe,
Woo.
since we took a break. So before we get into all that, let me get the network plugged out of the way. So we are part of the Geek Ultimate Alliance with 6 shows in total. On Mondays is Ranger Alliance. On Tuesdays is a walk through the Multiverse. On Wednesdays is the Animation Nation. On Thursdays is Star Wars Alliance. On Fridays is Marvel Alliance. On Saturdays is DC Alliance. Star Wars Alliance goes live on the GeekVerse YouTube channel Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Marvel Alliance goes live Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And DC Alliance goes live Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. All three of those shows also have their own podcast feeds. Search DC Alliance, Marvel Alliance, and Star Wars Alliance. If you just want DC content, Marvel content, or Star Wars content only. But if you want all 6 shows on the GWA Podcast Network, stay subscribed to GWA on your podcast app of choice. We also have a Patreon, 2 tiers, $1 tier and a $5 tier. The dollar tier is basically tip jar, like we're doing. You want to help us out any way you can. And the $5 tier is where you get your extras, you get your ad-free episodes, early access episodes, and Patreon exclusive shows. You have myself and Joe going through all the DC films through the years, and you have Joe's Multiverse Minutes. We're on the 1st and 15th of every month. Joe does a Disney deep dive, not just reviewing it, but giving you fun behind the scenes facts, tidbits, all that sort of thing. And we also have a shows on the backlog for the patrons. We have Tales from the House of X, talking about Marvel Alliance guys' favorite Fox Marvel films. You have the Braxter broadcast going over the Fantastic Four films, and you have the Infinity Saga rewatch going over the entirety of the Infinity Saga. We thank everyone that's a patron. If you're not a patron, take a quick 30, 60 seconds break and view the podcast on your podcast app of choice. It's always greatly appreciated. It helps other people find the shows, and that's always a good thing. Okay, Joe. I'm afraid for a half a second I might have forgot that after being off for a week, but I realized I've done that about 298 times,
I
so
was gonna say you've
it's
done that
pretty
enough.
burned into my brain. Well, the first like 20 we went off the cuff before we got show notes. So, uh, yeah, we're here. We have several news items to talk about. We have a teaser to look at for a character. And before we get into that, let's get into the big news that people have been talking about this week while have been off. It's that Batman movie, The Brave and the Bold, taps Christina Hodson to write for DC Studios. Andy Muschietti remains involved as director as the studio takes measured approach in its development. And then I'll read the article here.
Very good.
Christina Hodson, known for her work in the big IP and action spaces, is working on Batman movie for DC Studios. The Hollywood Reporter has confirmed Hodson's writing The Brave and the Bold, the feature project that is centered around Batman and Robin. Robin in this version is Damian Wayne, who is murderous tween raised by assassins, who also happens to be the son of Batman never knew he had. It's unclear how far along Brave and the Bold is in the writing process. DC Studios has no comment on Hodson's involvement, but James Gunn has not come out to say no. So that kind of tells you, especially since what he shared today. One source said the scribe has been working on the project since at least the fall. Another source said that it would be some time before a definitive draft comes into the studio, as the studio is taking a measured approach to its development. And then DC has faced conflicting currents in the development of its Batman movie. James Gunn and Peter Safran, who are head of DC, announced the project back in 2023, and Andy Muschietti was supposed to direct it after The Flash, but finding a writer and a take on the material proved for the longest time elusive. Muschietti remains on board, but his ultimate involvement depends on several factors, including timing and availability. The filmmaker now finds himself a hot commodity thanks to the success of Welcome to Derry, HBO's It series. A second season is now in the works, even if it hasn't officially been renewed. So,
Yeah, that's. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the fact that the second season is coming for that, but renew it first and then start working on the second season. Until then, maybe start working on the movie you promised.
exactly. And here, then there's the Batman movie, which is now in pre-production from filmmaker Matt Reeves and actor Robin Pattinson. DC is said to be giving Reeves' project ample space to breathe, and is in no rush to put forth another Batman feature into the marketplace. Wants to make sure that Brave and Bold is distinct enough in tone and look to stand apart, regardless of when it gets made. Hodson has gained respect from her peers and execs for her strong scripts. She has worked in the Gotham City corner of DC before. This part infuriates me. Having penned a script for a Batman Beyond feature that earned praise inside the studio but was never made. She has also several other DC credentials, having worked with Muschietti on The Flash, and she also penned Margot Robbie-led Birds of Prey movie. Her other credits include the 2018 Transformers movie Bumblebee. So, Joe, what do you think about this news of her writing The Brave and the Bold? Does it
Honestly,
worry you at all?
I'm
Like some
fine
people
because
are clutching their pearls.
I was okay with Flash. We talked about that. Yes, there was problems with it. We
That
covered
was
it.
way more CGI, in my opinion, and that's
Right.
about, like it's just
The CGI was the problem. The story was fine.
yes, and for the amount of time that movie was being worked on, it was even more insulting. You're like, it should look amazing since
Right.
they're that's basically the one of the downfalls of it is the fact
And I
that
and I tried especially since my friend was the one who worked on some of the CGI.
Yeah.
I tried to give it the benefit of the doubt.
now some of it was good too. It wasn't all of it
Right.
was trash. That's what's the more frustrating part. It's like that there's a really good movie in there if just the VFX were great, and like honestly, I'd give Zod's plot a bit more time to breathe. Would have been the other thing. Like that gets sped up towards the end. Like it's like
Yes, because they were just trying to finish it up.
yeah. So like those
But
were the two things. But that's not a writer's problem. That could have been changed from the draft she wrote to the draft that they
and
used. Right.
right, and they also do change stuff on set as well all the time too. So, but I liked Birds of Prey, and I really like Bumblebee. So, from what if and I know she's probably written other things that I may have seen, but I don't know, and I never actually checked her credentials. But from what those three movies that I know I've seen, I'm confident that I'm gonna like what this movie is gonna be about.
Like yourself, I enjoyed every one of the films she's written to varying degrees. Like I didn't like think The Flash was like the worst movie I've ever seen or anything. I just thought it was a little average, but like I enjoyed the story in that moment, like at the end with the mother, and that really got me. Like in
Right.
the store, like that was
Yeah.
like, emotional, like that hit, and then the Bruce word, like some of that stuff is really well written. So now I did have problem with the way uh oh my god, Huntress was written. in not Hunter. What? Oh my God, what's her name in Cassandra Cain in Birds of
Oh,
Prey?
yeah. That's. I mean, yes.
No,
It's Cassandra Cain,
I think
the
no
little.
the assassin, Sorry. Oh my God.
Oh, Helena.
Yeah, Helena. That's what I said first. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I didn't. I could have Stan have a better portrayal for her, in my
I
opinion. Like I
mean,
didn't think the writing was as strong and her motivations were as clear. But
okay,
again,
fair.
that could have been her first. Like I don't know if that was her first or even second. That might have been her first superhero movie. And again, you're juggling like 4 or 5 different main characters. I can understand maybe one having a little bit of slack picked up. So that's not something like I enjoyed that film a lot, Birds of Prey. So uh, like I think like you, I think that we're in good hands here, and I'm very interested to see what we get coming out of this. Uh,
And you also have Muschietti, who's done multiple different, superhero movies, multiple different movies in general. Yes, he's got a different side. I mean, his definitely his. I'm not gonna say horror side is more prevalent, but he's definitely got a darker side, and Batman is a darker character, so that could work to that benefit. But because it's Brave and the Bold, you're going to have Robin in there. Robin is supposed to be the shining light of the duo. That
Not
could
quite
change
in this
things.
case with Damien though. Like the
Right,
other
that is
Robins were
true.
the ones that like made Batman like more chill, and Damien's
But
basically more
by the
kill
time Damien worked with Batman, he had already gone through.
3 Robins.
Well, yes, Batman had, but I'm saying Damien had already done the time with as Robin with uh, Dick as Batman.
Yeah, yeah,
So like he had actually really
got
kind
that
of
out of his system with
right
Dick.
he
Yeah,
because Dick was able to kind of tame him for the most part.
but we don't.
But
Again, we don't know what version they're going to go with either,
right,
because remember the New 52 animated universe, they didn't go that route at all. They went
no,
like
he came
Batman
up
right away.
he came up and he kind of was a I don't want to say a dumbed down version of himself, but he was kind of more of a mix of Damien and Tim.
Yeah, and he had a lot of growth towards the end of that, where
Right.
he, he was a lot more emotionally in depth than he was in early on in various times. So, yeah, I think she's going to be fine. Personally, I don't understand the uproar that I've seen on the internet. I'm glad a
Well,
little bit. If it's the reason why we got the Lobo teaser, then I'm glad that you guys got in a little bit of an uproar about this, because they released
well,
something that
I
maybe
mean,
could
the
give you guys
uproar was
a
because people didn't like Birds of Prey, people didn't like
I
Flash.
I will contend that Birds of Prey would have done a lot better if it wasn't just before the pandemic.
Well, that and also if they didn't be like, oh,
It was
it's
pretty cheap
didn't
too.
change it to Harley Quinn and the emancipation of or
The
Birds of Prey and
Birds
the
of Prey, the emancipation of
emancipation of one
one
Harley
Harley
Quinn.
Quinn. Yeah,
Yeah, whatever the heck they were trying to
I
call it.
will say, and I hope Brent listens to this. One of my true joys was Brent basically enforced. Ray said it the first time, like the whole title, and Brent basically enforced that Ray would have to say the whole title every time he spoke about the movie. And like Ray took it as a point of pride, and I even see whenever he talks on like back a stream, if I see him show up there and he talks about that movie, he does say the full.
Once you start saying it, like you
He's
can't get
never
it out of your
not.
system.
But I did enjoy Brent. I remember Brent being basically like, the full name of the movie, and he would laugh at how ridiculous it was, and I thought the exact same thing.
At the same time, I would too for the longest time. Not, I
Yeah,
mean, not that movie, like other movies. For that one, I would always just call it Birds of Prey because
yeah,
that's what it was called when they first did
yeah.
it. When they changed it to Harley Quinn
Was like
and
a
all
week
that,
before it
I'm
all
like, screw
released.
that. Well, I'm not calling it that.
You just want to
That's
try and make
dumb.
money, guys. Sorry, but no,
Right.
we're fine with Christina Hodson. I don't think she's going to do a bad job at all, and I'm really excited to see this completely different version of Batman in the DC world. And I'm still
Yeah.
wondering how they're going to bring them all together. I really hope someone watched Justice League, the anime series, first 3 parts, and we're like, you know what, that's not a bad way. Like, let's get them used to a couple characters, and then bring the rest of because they're not going to be called Justice Gang. Eventually, they're going to form Justice League.
Yeah,
So
I'm really interested to see how they go from Justice Gang to Justice League.
good old
How
alien,
did Guy not get that branding?
good old alien invasion. Nothing brings together a group quicker for people.
You're not wrong.
So, Joe, we'll take our first ad break of the evening before we jump into the rest of the news. Listeners, we're an ad support network. We don't pick the ad to the volume. I'm going to do a quick 3 count to adjust your volume, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. We are back. Okay, Joe, jumping into the rest of the news. We got a whole bunch of news here. So, just off the top, we will be doing the first issue of Woman Tomorrow next week when there is definitely a lot less news. So, we'll have the need for more content. So, I will be rereading it another time because I did read it for this week. But when I went through the show notes, I was like, okay, we got like 2.5 pages of news here.
I was like, not gonna lie, I read it. I'm like, it's not in the show notes.
No,
Crap.
no. So I was like, I'll just tell Joe when we get there. So, Joe,
It's all good.
the main reason for this
It's because of what came out today.
what came out today. So we got our first look at Lobo. I'm going to share my screen here. Once I remember how to do that, it's been a little while since we had some content. And StreamYard likes to change things sometimes. So, let me mute this. James Gunn shared this too today. And this is James Gunn. This is Jason Momoa coming out of his trailer for the go to set of Supergirl.
About time.
And he's super excited. And we get to see Lobo here on his bike, cigar in tow. That's a little teaser here for Supergirl. And there was a 30-second teaser there isn't that much new. You essentially see the only thing different between this and that is you see Lobo drive his bike for like a half of a second. It goes forward. So that's basically the only difference between that and what we got to see. You see more Supergirl stuff, but we saw all that in the past. So yeah, I'm super excited. I think he looks fantastic, Joe.
Yeah, it looks fun.
I will say the poster looks worse than what he looks like in the movie, in what I've seen so far. I think there's less paint. Right, he looks more like a rocker to me in that poster than he does in the film. But obviously,
yeah, he looks like a reject from Kiss.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought about Joe when I saw the poster. But I do love this. I love how excited he is to play the role too. That's always a good thing.
Well, and the fact that he's been wanting to do Lobo, I think was it before he got Aquaman or was it after? I can't remember which.
I can't remember either. Now, Joe, thinking about it,
I know he's been wanting to do Lobo for a while. So the fact that he's doing it now is awesome. And yeah, he looks great. He does.
Yeah, he's just the right actor for this, and I can't wait to see what he's like and what more we see of him going forward, because he's definitely not going to just be a one and out.
Oh no. No, Lobo's one of those characters that he can pop in and out of any of these movies because he's not tied down to just one specific person.
No.
So he could show up in Brave and the Bold for who knows why.
Yeah,
he won't, but like he could.
He could show up in Man of Tomorrow.
He could
potentially.
He could show up right there next to Maxima. Oh wait.
Well, wait. Joe with the lead in. As Joe said here, we got a exclusive from Nexus Point News, and that is DC Studios Man of Tomorrow to introduce Maxima. So, as reported by Nexus Point News, a female supporting character was being cast for Man of Tomorrow with warrior-like qualities and a certain height requirement. Although fans initially suspected this would be the debut of Wonder Woman, we can confirm it will be the character Maxima. So Maxima is set to debut as a secondary antagonist, and sources tell NPN that similar to the comics, she will eventually join forces with the heroes. Maxima was created by Roger Stern and George Perez in 1989 Action Comics 1938, issue 645. Maxima is the queen of Almerac, who came to Earth to find a suitable mate and marry her as her queen or as her king. She sets sights on Superman as a potential mate who rejects her. Another notable storyline involves Maxima is in Panic in the Sky, crossover event where Brainiac, with the help of Maxima, invades Earth. Brainiac had taken over Almanac and coerced Maxima into aiding him. Superman assembles a team of heroes to fight Brainiac, and following Maxima's betrayal of Brainiac, the heroes defeat him and Warworld. She later goes on to join the Justice League. All signs point to Man of Tomorrow being an adaptation of Panic in the Sky.
You know what else happens to Maxima?
What?
She joins the Justice League.
Which I'm not shocked about. Panic in the Sky. Let's see.
Yeah, actually, I was going to bring that, try and read that before our episode today, so that I could have some knowledge of it. Because I've got the single issues. I actually bought them off my brother some years ago, and I've got the trade over there. I haven't read either one, but it's a Brainiac-led story.
Superman comic series, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a 12-issue series if you include the prologue and epilogue.
Yeah. I got to hear the prologue is prior to the event. Superman helped liberate Warworld from the oppressor leader Mongol, and replaced overseers took the planet while Superman was away. Matrix formed a telepathic link with him, causing him to believe she was the Man of Steel or whatever. Panic in the Sky. Okay. Okay. Superman decided to go to war. There's Deathstroke's help. There's Justice League. Oh, okay. That'll be pretty cool.
So, yeah, it's. I mean, I know they've reprinted it. I think once or twice. So it's a Superman story. So I'm not gonna say it's a good story. It's a bad story. It's a Superman story. But I've never read it, so I can't really speak to it.
Brainiac held control of Maxima. Okay, so basically Brainiac held control over Maxima. And just going after Superman. Okay, New Gods are in this as well. So that'll be interesting. I wonder if they will do this and then how many heroes will you see? Because, again, that other world is going to play a factor at some point.
Yeah.
I wonder if Superman
Salvation?
ends up there.
Yeah.
I wonder if Superman ends up there by the end of this film.
It's a possibility.
Nothing else here. Just people who are set to reprise the role. Although unverified, MPN exclusively reported that Supergirl, Lobo, and Peacemaker will have roles in the film as well.
Interesting.
In December, Gunn revealed that Larry had joined the cast as Brainiac. Production for the film set, I believe. Okay, yeah. So that's nothing else there then, just basically talking about what the film did. So, Joe, what do you think about Maxima joining Man of Tomorrow and potentially working on the side of Brainiac the Third, and then being one of those villains that isn't actually a villain but has a tragic backstory, so they're going to turn good at some point?
My worry is that she would be similar to how Engineer was in Superman.
Yeah.
Like they played up Engineer as being a character in there, and she was
nothing.
Not really a character in there.
Yeah.
Obviously, like Ultraman, air quotes, Ultraman was a bigger character, but that's only because it was a clone of Superman, and he was kind of one of the main protagonists.
Yeah.
Yep. Antagonist.
They double dipped. Did he get the real question is, did he get paid to play the clone as well?
I think he just got a little bit more on his check.
Okay.
Just a little bit more.
A little bit more than that Superman money.
Yeah. But no, so I would be worried that she'll have but at the same time, the story's already been told. Like, we've already been told that it's a Lex and Superman story. Like, it's going to be them working together against Brainiac. So I can see Maxima being a side character. I can't see her being a big villain of this movie. But I could also see her being something similar to, like, Mr. Terrific or Metamorpho. Like, a character who's there who may actually maybe be a breakout role and maybe steal the show, you know?
That is true.
Who knows?
And she could be a favorite. Every one of these movies, a favorite character comes out that you don't expect as well.
Right.
So, I was thinking too, with the Brave and the Bold and Batman being the age that he is with Robin, and him being in Creature Commandos season 1. Uh, they've had to have met, right? Batman and Superman before. Like, do you think what kind of relationship do you think we're just going to see them meet for the first time in these films, or are they going to already have met before?
Well, how we don't know how official. Like I know Commanders is official.
Even if I'm not counting that, I'm counting Batman's age for to have Damian. Like, he's got to be operating for a bit of time for them to do the whole clone aspect of it, right? Unless you do like he was training over with Raz and like actually like they
That
didn't
see they
take
could
like he could actually had a love affair with Talia over there.
yeah they could have pulled that where in his training in his years abroad, Raz saw something in him, and
Well, a lot of
him
times he trains with Raz anyway, and then leaves him. So,
yeah
like, yeah, he could have thought that he was going to be his next
something
heir.
and yeah while he was there he had a secret love affair with Talia and they had a tryst that she took something from him. You guys take from that what you will. And they had a secret child that then she was able to make Damien from. And then she'll keep it hidden. They kept it hidden from Bruce this entire time. That then they'll come and drop at some point came and be like, all right, hey, here's your kid. Bye. Like,
Just is
who knows? I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know what they're going to do with this because
this,
of the history of what Damien is. I don't know how they're going to play it in the movies. I don't
and
know
then,
what they're going to do.
and then I guess my question's up for Batman. Like, wouldn't the Batman investigate the Justice Gang and
Right. Like,
Superman
he wouldn't
and
just let that
Lex, and like he wouldn't
lay.
just operate in Gotham like that, not knowing about these
Who all these
potential
people
threats.
are, like,
Yeah,
what all these threats are. Yeah.
and just to throw it out there, you don't want to have too much of your stuff happen off screen. That's a problem. That was my biggest problem with Tomorrowverse, is that too much of the main stuff happened off screen, and then you're seeing Batman and Superman there, and you're supposed to be like, they showed up at together at the Legion of Superheroes into that film or started that film,
You know,
and you're like, how are you two friends? We haven't even seen you guys interact once in these previous movies, and like you're out talking like, oh, like I know your cousin, we're best friends, and I had no idea that. Then you jump to like the Justice League was formed, and we didn't see that. Same thing here with Justice
but the,
Gang. That
but the problem is you want them to be friends because in the history is they are friends.
yes,
But you don't want to run into a BVS situation where while people gave crap for the for Bruce being all mad and angry at Batman, yeah, for the
kill,
entire
yeah,
time, but he had reason to. Like
yeah.
you saw why he wanted to go against Superman that entire time. He like they gave why.
Yeah.
And then yes, then he gave the turn there at the end for because of the whole Martha thing and we're whatever. But like he realized no, like this guy, he is just a guy. Like
He's
this
just as
is
human as me,
right.
essentially, yeah. Or
And
probably more.
and so like yeah, there is the whole like he shouldn't have been able to just have that twist and become friends with them at the end of BVS as quickly as he can. And it's been a minute since I've watched it. We're gonna watch it um DC films through the years
Yeah,
soon-ish.
that was my thought with Birds of Prey too, because I was
So
like, I'd
like
like to rewatch that as well.
yeah, we'll get to there
We'll
eventually.
get to there eventually.
But yeah, and so I would like for them to be able to show their friendship building up. I want to see that, but at the same time, and I agree with you. It can't just be, oh hey, we're angry at each other now, but then we're friends off screen. But at the same time, like I also wouldn't be opposed if they were just automatically friends.
Yes, that's
With
okay too.
with Bruce having that thing in the back of his head, like I don't trust people, but I will to your face. But I still don't trust people. Like maybe
No,
if that's the case,
yeah,
like, hey, I'm going to like you right now. I'm going to agree with what you're saying. But secretly, when you're gone, and yes, I know you hear me, but I'm still not actually trusting you. Like that, I wouldn't mind.
And I'm also not even against them meeting each other in the past, and like when we see them for the first time, as long as you do it right, that's all.
Do a
Like just
flashback,
yeah,
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 something. I don't
or
know,
just
like
or make sure the characters have a bit of chemistry
that has to be
between
the
them.
big thing.
That if you do that, then I'll be fine. I will
They
say
have to they have to
I
have chemistry both
enjoyed.
as Batman and Superman and Bruce and Clark.
We didn't see a whole lot of it in Justice League, but the end part there, they actually felt more uh, like friendly and comrades, and you can understand why from that whole film of he's feeling terrible about what he did
Yeah, that's why he
to
bought the farm
yeah.
or bought the bank. Sorry, bought the
So
bank.
so yeah, that's again, I'm excited about it. I we'll see how it goes, Joe. We'll see. Lots
Yeah,
of new interesting things coming for DC. So Sam McCurdy from Shogun and Game of Thrones will serve as cinematographer for Man of Tomorrow as well. I've seen Game of Thrones. I haven't seen Shogun.
I've
Have
heard
you?
Shogun was great.
I heard
I've
that
only
too. That was
seen Game of
amazing.
Thrones, and it was good up until season 5.
Or
I'll
six, whatever
die
the
on
one where
nope
they were
5
running.
up until season 5. I'll die on that hill. 6 was
Okay,
fine. 7 was
I'm going to tell
when
you
it started dipping.
the moment they lost me was when the guy ran back and told everybody about the walkers. Like, and it took him like literally like the end of the episode. Whereas like for the past 5 seasons, it's taken them like a whole season to move from one town to another.
Yeah, that was
Yet
7, I think.
Gendry ran all the way back in less than an episode, and Dragon came and saved him. Like, no, I'm sorry. I'm like, you guys just broke every rule that I thought that
Yeah, no,
existed.
it.
Why don't you put golden boots on it and have it run fast? So say, run, Gendry, run. That's what it felt like to me. But again, and
But no,
I'll look in.
I heard Shogun was amazing. I never got around to watching it, but I
Both
really
the
should.
shows look movie quality, so
Yeah.
that definitely looks good here. Outlander and tourist actor Darmian Murtagh will play villainous space pirate in DC's Supergirl. So I think this is second in command to Murtagh will play Dram Baxton, second in command of the
Hmm.
brigand, sorry, which is led by Krim of the Yellow Hills, the lead villain of this
Okay.
movie. The ruthless space pirates and human traffickers are the main antagonists in this film. Okay, so it just keeps growing. The list. This is what I'm really excited about, Joe. So, Darkseid, Orion, and Mr. Miracle and Big Bertha are already cast for the DCU because James Gunn came out and said that this project is in the DCU when he posted. This was what was this like a week ago?
Close to, yeah.
My Twitter's taking a long time to load up these things now. But essentially, he gave credit to well for the anniversary of Mr. Miracle, and then said that his 12 episodes would be in the DCU, his first appearance. So that really gets me excited. And Tom King said that for actors that were auditioning for Darkseid, he was like, there were some people there where I was like, that's not what I expected, but that is Darkseid. So I think this is via the Brave and the Boys YouTube comic channel. So again, these are all DCU characters, and this is the same thing when they were talking to I can't remember his name now, who plays Reacher, Alan
Alan
Richardson.
Richardson, yeah.
Yeah, that like if he's going to play Captain Atom in the animated part of DCU, that would still be a perfect Captain Atom
That'd
in
be awesome.
the DCU, and he would
Yeah.
have to be. They said that they're going to all their voices, and Rick Flag is a perfect example of that. He was the same actor, voice actor for
Yeah.
actors. So I don't think there's any others. Well, the
No one
Economos was at one point in Creature Commandos. He did the
right,
first
yeah,
part of that.
because he went from live action to the show.
Yeah,
And
and in
so
back,
did
and in back.
yeah. Uh what was I gonna say?
Harcourt.
No,
Waller.
Waller was the other one.
Yeah.
Um
And it was still the same voice too.
yeah.
So yeah, that's the
Nope,
big
forgot
thing
what I
here
was gonna
about
say.
the animated DCU information is that there's going to be DCU characters. So that is what gets me super excited here.
Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna say that David Harbour was the other one that because he's Frankenstein,
Yeah.
but we haven't seen them in live action yet. But
No.
like he's already been cast as Frankenstein. Like he's already said he's gonna be Frankenstein live action. So yeah.
Yeah, Twitter is just on the fritz for me. James Gunn says that Creature Commandos season 2 is in production and animating right now. Uh, and he also shared a Superman shot that basically gets people hyped for Man of Tomorrow entering the fortress. I thought this was basically to gear up for pre-production of Man of Tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
What it looked like to me. Is Twitter working for you, Joe? Can you click
Yes,
on these?
I'm
Okay.
clicking on the stuff now. Yeah, for you.
Oh well, they load up the small preview windows for me, but that's about it.
That's not
Uh,
fun. Yeah, so
no.
James Gunn debunks the rumor that there are Wonder Woman and Batman auditions going on. Apparently, somebody asked James, "Hi James, is it true the actors auditioned for the role of Batman at the end of 2025?" I saw this rumor in my feed, and he said no. All the rumors of Batman and Wonder Woman auditions are false.
And I got the next one. This is 3 that he does here. He's like, "Hey James, around what time this year do you think it will be likely to be an update for Brave and the Bold?" He said, "I'm dependent on when there's an actionable script ready, so there is no way of me guessing. Also, frankly, we're well into Batman 2, and I wouldn't want to cloud the Bat sphere until after that. So don't expect much about Brave and Bold until after the
Yeah.
Batman Part 2." He also said, someone also asked, "Any new DCU projects close to getting a green light?" A lot, actually. At least one is already greenlit.
Okay.
So who knows about that? Joe, we'll take our final ad break of the evening as we wrap up the final few news stories we have here. Listeners, we're an ad support network. We don't pick the ad through volume. I'm going to give you a quick 3 count to adjust your volume, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Joe, I have my keyboard for work here for my work set up.
Yeah.
And both times I've took ad breaks, I've written it down with the number pad over here, and it hasn't showed up. And then I've had to do it out there. So I'm like moving this over and like, get away from me, keyboard.
Whoopsie. Just you
yeah.
have to hit the number lock. Hit the number lock.
Oh my! So we got a Ted Sarandos quote that is making me laugh a little bit, Joe, and you're going to have to read it because it's not loading up for me.
All right. So Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos, now says that they will keep 45-day theatrical windows for Warner Brothers movies if the sale goes through. If we're going to be in the theatrical business, we want to win. I want to win opening weekend. I want to win box office. 45 days, huh?
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm pretty confident in a lot of deals. A lot of people say a lot of things to get a deal done. A lot. Because I'm not 100% confident he's going to do that. Especially when a lot of numbers say that you make most of your money in the first 3 weeks of a film, like 90-something percent of the
Majority, yeah.
80.
Well, it depends on the movie. Like,
yeah.
look at Avatar.
For the most of them, yeah. Avatar is definitely not an example of that, but yeah, it's I don't know, Joe. I would like to take him for his word, but he is a CEO of a company,
a co-CEO.
Co-CEO. I do think that there's no chance that Paramount is getting this now.
Oh God, no! After that report today, yeah.
There's no chance. So I think this is smooth sailing for him now. So maybe he doesn't have to say this kind of stuff. But I hope that he keeps
but at the same time, though, like as much as I like Netflix wanting to, I like the model that they're trying to put out of like, hey, we can get the movies onto our platform quicker. That's fine, dandy. But you're making movies to put in theaters.
Maybe you'll get cheaper movies getting into theaters too now. Maybe Netflix will bring back the whole the 90s and 2000s generation where we had a whole bunch of movies that weren't going to make sure I get 100 million in the box office. Just make sure I make a good movie. And if a lot of people watch it, as long as I make my money back, that's fine for me.
Right. I mean, Netflix is especially the streaming service model is great for those B
Oh, I love it
movies.
too. For
Like
someone who only has one theater, I love the fact that a lot of things go streaming, and that's great
right.
for me. But also, you can't take away the experience of watching a great film in the theater with a bunch of people you
I
don't know.
I would well, dude. I just went and watched Return to Silent Hill. I will, and I'll talk about it this coming Tuesday for a walk through the multiverse. I never played Silent Hill games, so I
No,
don't have any like bearing on where I'm coming from for the lore. But I was like the theater I was in was moderately it had a good amount of people in it, and this is a movie that like IGN gave it a 5 out of 10.
ugh, I hate IGN. Sorry for the curse, but I can't stand IGN. Like they put stuff out. Like they hated the Penguin too. They thought that was
Did
trash.
they really? I
Think
did
so.
like
I'm pretty sure they put not great
interesting.
review for Penguin at the end.
Um,
Could be wrong about that,
but
but
like,
well,
but here's the thing. Like, so now, mind you, and we've talked about this. You know my opinion on when people give scores. I look at the score and that's fine. I'm still gonna go see something. I'll watch something and form my own opinion.
oh yeah,
The beauty of it is, I went and saw it, and there were people in that theater that are adamant players of that game, and they loved it. And I'm like, that was a good experience because them enjoying it kind of helped me in like I enjoyed it. It was
oh yeah.
fine. It wasn't the great movie, but like it still was a fun experience. But them enjoying it and seeing them talking with them afterwards, like they were happy that they were able to see it in theaters. Is it going to be in theaters for 45 days? God, no. I
No.
know it's not going to be in theaters for 45 days. But the fact that I was able to see it opening weekend and be able to be there with a theater of that, it was a smaller theater that probably fits, I don't know, 60 people. There was maybe like 35 people in there. So
That's
maybe
still
about
pretty
halfway
good.
full.
Yeah.
Um, like it's not like it wasn't bad.
Well,
So like but something like that. Like you get a couple like 2 weeks in the theater, then you could put it on the streaming service.
and the big movies like the Batman, I still think that like you could shut off all my lights here and watch this big TV I have down here with a surround sound, and you're not going to get that immersive experience that I
No.
literally felt like I was like when he opened with Batman in the rain and beating up that guy, beating up those punks and all that. Like it's just like I love it, Joe. That's like the part of movies I love going to. It's
Right.
just,
Yeah.
the whole going there is not the greatest sometimes, driving all the way out there. But
No, sure. Yeah. It's not fun for that sometimes,
the
but
movie
but
popcorn is
seeing like I would have loved to have seen the latest Knives Out in theaters, but it wasn't showing around me,
no.
which sucked.
But
The
then you're like, I'm glad this is going to go to Netflix soon, so that I
Right, yeah,
can
because
actually
I
watch
watched
it.
it on Netflix. I was
Yeah.
able to watch it on Netflix, but at the same time, like I watched the other two in theaters. I would have loved to have watched that one in theaters.
So I'll be getting that balance too. It's
Yeah.
just it's crazy. I can't wait to see what Netflix's library is going to look like
Oh,
with
dude, those could be massive.
like all the DC stuff is going to be like they're going to have as much as possible. Well, that they can. That's not already licensed out before this
Let's
deal kicks in.
here's the thing.
Like Amazon got the Batman Cape Crusader, and they got
Right.
that. Like, they're not going to.
You know what? I'll be happy if they can maybe get Westworld back, and maybe we can finally finish that show. I doubt that's going to happen, but fingers crossed.
So Joe, I guess you have to read this one out too.
Okay.
Uh, from Blue Beetle. Apparently, he's going to show up in the DCU soon.
All right. So Blue Beetle is officially returning soon to the DCU. Confirms director. Good things are coming for Jaime Reyes and his family. This is via the direct. This is also coming from the Hollywood Handle. I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah.
So I don't know if it's going to be an animated series. That's what the people talked
I
about.
thought that that's what they had rumored.
We'll just again sit back. I really both of us. I think that might have been both of our favorite DCU movies of
It was
that
awesome.
year.
Out of those four,
4, yeah.
at the end there, that one was probably the better out of those four.
I think so. And I never would have said that when you before we watched it.
Right?
Apparently, Superman's the most obsessively rewatched film for 2025,
Which is interesting because I
hitting
know
number one.
out of these, so you have Superman as one, K-pop Demon Hunters as two, Wicked as three, Sinners as four, Thunderbolts, Hamilton, Pride and Prejudice, One Battle Over Another or After Another, Dead Poet Society, Rock and Horror Picture Show, like K-pop Demon Hunters. Everybody was talking about that for the longest time.
Now, I will tell
Wicked was
you
good. Sinners was amazing.
the thing about K-pop that I heard like a few days ago in an interview. I think Matt Damon and Ben Affleck were telling about it. Is that they've changed the pay structure at Netflix because they, in their second week, like did better than like every like it was crazy the numbers they pulled in. So apparently, like you get paid out even more now, and it's possible they call it the K-pop numbers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they did so good that they basically like the numbers they pulled, they didn't think they were possible.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, pretty cool. I
Although,
thought.
okay.
I think that was the show. I'm pretty sure.
Well, possibly. I mean,
Yeah.
I still haven't watched it. I need to actually watch it. That's a show I need to cover on a walk.
Yeah, you're
But I also know I got-
definitely short on show.
Well, I do have a block coming up in February where I need to fill something until Invincible comes out. So,
That's true. We have just a couple final stories here. The Batman 2 still has one major role to cast. Apparently major, I don't know how major it is, air quotes here, will be an older male character presumed to be Harvey Dent's dad from Crowler.
I'm not
Twitter.
major. Lee dead.
Yeah.
Ah.
I see what you did there. And then the final thing here, we have 3 sets of DC Funkos set to hit in 2026. Joe, can you
Okay.
give them the little preview of the potential dates?
That will be Supergirl Funkos were released during June.
Yeah.
Lanterns Funkos were released during September. And Clayface Funkos were released during December.
Nice. So we have a whole bunch of Funkos coming down the line for DCU
I'm
this year.
surprised. So Supergirl releasing in June makes sense. Movies coming out in June. Although beginning in June, I figured you'd want that out before. But if that's going to
Spoil anything.
yeah. But Lanterns coming out in September. Isn't Lanterns coming out beginning of August, or is that coming out
that would make sense for me if it was the beginning of August, just because I think that you would need a few weeks of the show to build momentum before putting out the Funkos, and I don't think the Penguin Funkos were released until after the Penguin show was done. I could be wrong about that.
Okay.
But I know we saw pictures of them, and I still think we'll see the pictures of all those Funkos for Lanterns before the show even starts.
Okay.
And I think that'd just be like a thing that they might release after, like, because that's not as much of a popular property. But I did read that they made this to be on 9 p.m. on HBO.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that gets me excited. So Lanterns is definitely my most anticipated project this year. I'm excited for Supergirl as well because I did love the comic, but Lanterns is one that I'm so curious about, Joe, because of how basically how Green Lantern's been treated in DC.
Right.
In live action.
Yeah.
And
haven't had anything in a while.
And he didn't show up in the whole DCEU.
We also had the tease there for Arrows forever.
Yeah.
And that never happened.
Oh, don't even talk to me about that. I would just scream. I hate that. That's just all the way back. That was teased back in season 3, episode 1. We saw Hal Jordan's jacket. And then that same season, Barry went to Ferris Airfield. With all the metahumans escaped.
And then there wasn't there something when he went to Earth 2?
His dad was named Giggle, I'm pretty sure, or Stewart. His dad was named Stewart.
Okay.
Or his adoptive dad.
And when Barry went to Earth 2, the phone had didn't the phone have Hal on there or something?
Hal there, yeah. And when John Wesley Shipp's Flash showed up, he's like, John, you're not wearing your ring here. Something must be different.
Yeah.
You're like, are you kidding me? And then you do green box, okay, we're finally going to see it. He opens up the green box, then he shuts it, and then Arrow tells him that was a great decision, because now all your days are in front of you with your family. I'm like, you shouldn't have even addressed it. You shouldn't have just said anything. You should have been like, the box doesn't exist anymore. We're just not talking about it. because we
What's
didn't
in the
do any more shows.
box? Okay.
It's just that was one frustrating thing. That and the crossover. That crossover, the big crossover,
It
still
could have been
it
better.
burns my.
It started out good. Started out good.
I had it built up too big. I enjoyed
We
the
all
season.
did. I think
I
we
tell
all
you
did.
one thing. I enjoyed the season 8 build up with Arrow of it, like before they hit the crisis. I enjoyed this tied in of stuff where you got to see orders and lessons and that from the Monitor. That was really cool. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's about where it ended for me. But we have fun stuff ahead. This is going to be a great year for DC. And Joe, we're almost at the 300 mark. So
Right.
I guess we'll be reviewing Woman of Tomorrow while we hit 300. So that'll be fun times. So
Yeah, we could wait until we. You know what? We'll talk off mic. Never mind.
yeah. So we'll wait and make it number 300 is when
That's
we
what I
start.
was gonna say. Yeah.
I think I like that. So listeners, we'll be back hopefully next week if we get a lot of news. If not, maybe we'll be off one extra week like we did this time to build up a nice bit of news before we get to the 300th episode. Anyway, hopefully though we get a lot of news this week and we'll be back for another episode. Until then, see you everyone.
Bye, y'all.